closed his eyes and took a deep breath, expertly testing the keys with his hands. Ah, you look so cute. Stop it. What's up, guys? The name's Jordan Jacknail, and welcome back to Locked Heart. So last where we left off, oh my god, it was some stuff went down. Deon and Royal got into a fight, and it was bad because they were both hurt. And yeah, so we finally found out why Deon has passed the heir to Soul because of their father and what happened. And oh boy, do I really want to punch their father in the face. But I'm just glad he's dead now. Yes, I know I'm heartless and cruel, but I'm glad he's dead because he can no longer affect the children or the household or anything like that. Okay? Okay. I just want to get that straight out. Okay? But we got some cute moments with Aura and Deon, and that's cute. And I'm actually starting to like Deon a little bit more than Soul. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Soul. I just like, I love you, but Deon is just like there. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I'm starting to like Deon a little bit more than Soul. We'll see how it ends. We'll see how it goes. So let us continue right now. We will either finish up Deon's route in this video or the next one. So we'll just see. Let us continue. Deon was back to his usual self after that. What's more surprising was that Deon and Royal acted like their fight didn't happen, which relieved me. Thank the Lord! Deon promised that he would try to clear things up with Soul, but there was still no progress yet. My problem right now was that Deon was still frequently flirting with me, and he even does it in front of everyone, much to my dismay. But the biggest problem was my reactions to his advances. Either my heart directly beat against my chest, or my face flushed as red as a tomato, according to Lily, whenever he said sweet words to me. I took a shirt out of the laundry basket and dipped it into the cool water. Miss Maria was busy beside me, furiously scrubbing away at another shirt. Are you okay, Miss Maria? Excuse me. She asked me to help, and I agreed without complaint, because if you didn't agree, she would probably spank you. It was the least I could do after they let me live in the mansion for so long. That too. It's good that you know how to properly do laundry. You're a great cook and also good at household chores. At least I'm relieved that Deon is in good hands with his future wife. That's a little too soon for that. Eh? Where did that come from? I felt my face burn once again. And it took all my willpower to stop myself from dunking my head in the water so I could hide my shame. I would have done the same. She gazed at me with a small smile. I didn't think the woman infamously known as the demon could be capable of such expressions. Deon's affection towards you isn't a secret anymore, you know. I'm just glad he's found someone he likes. It's about time he started maturing. I've had enough of his laziness and immaturity. Such as his pranks where I end up soaking wet. I shuddered at the memory. And there was another time where he left a giant spider in Lily's room. She refused to go in by herself for a week. Aww. Miss Maria. I'm gonna say, sure, let's agree with her because she's a demon. It's true that he's a troublemaker, but he reminds me of myself sometimes. I used to get into trouble with myself when I was younger. That's why I know that there's one big thing for troublemakers have in common. They desire for attention. They want someone to acknowledge them in their existence. I haven't thought of it that way before. You may be right, Aura. I can't blame Deon entirely, especially after everything he went through with his father. She fell silent after that, a frown on her face as she pondered what I had said. Since you came here, I've slowly found a glimpse of that little boy I used to know. Thank you, Airplane, for almost making me mess up the lines. You really are a good influence on him, you know. I didn't do anything at all, Miss Maria. You have, Aura. You've given him hope. That's why I want you to take good care of him. I felt my face warm once again. What are you talking about? Miss Maria laughed and patted my head. I know he'll be happy with you, Aura. Yay! I hummed to myself as I strolled back to my room, thinking how much I've grown accustomed to the mansion after staying here for almost 2 months already. Okay, hi! I was surprised when Deon appeared out of nowhere and pulled me towards him, pressing his lips against mine. Okay, we haven't even established if we're together yet. Please don't do that, Deon. Oh dear. Startled, I reached my arms out and pushed him away. My cheeks burned. What's with that reaction? It's not like this is the first time you kissed. That's because you were a toy bear back then. I was, but how is that different from now? I tried so hard to face him, but whenever our eyes meet, I just automatically looked away. It's just different, okay? I heard him chuckle and felt his face lean closer to mine. I instinctively stepped back, but he held my arm and stopped me. Wow, you're blushing, love. I'm not! Deon's smirk widened. So I'm finally getting a reaction from you. Admit it already. You've fallen in love with me. What? Deon smiled and began pulling me with him. I'm a step closer then, which is a good thing. Deon reminds me so much of frickin' Karma and Rumple. Karma and Rumple together. Mostly Rumple, to be honest. By the way, there's something I've wanted to do for you that I couldn't have as a bear. My eyes widened and I stopped dead, my cheeks burning hot. I automatically hugged myself with my free arm. I could not get the other one free. Don't you dare come near me, you pervert! I blush spread across Deon's cheek in realization. It's not what you're thinking. Can't you give me a little credit here? You can't blame me for thinking that way. I promise I won't do anything to you. Will that suffice? I was still suspicious, but his puppy dog eyes were even stronger now than he was human. Oh, those puppy eyes always get to me. Stop it. Those are my weakness. Fine. He led me down the hall. I relaxed when I recognized where he was taking me. Our secret hiding place. I felt like it's been a long time since I last went here. Thank heavens it wasn't his bedroom, or else I would have killed him no matter how good looking the guy was. I mean, same, really. To be honest. I braced myself for that familiar pain whenever I look at the piano, and I was surprised that the pain hurt less than before. Could it be because of Deon? Make yourself comfortable, Laura. Thank you. I did promise to play you a song when I turned back into a human. Yay! He's gonna play for us! Yay! Let's hear something. It's been a while, so I might be a bit rusty, but it's better than nothing, right? Oh, it's okay if you mess up. I mean, I mess up on my piano lessons a lot too, but I still get embarrassed all the time if people see my mistakes. He headed for the piano, adjusting the bench before sitting down. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath, expertly testing the keys with his hands. Ah, you look so cute. Stop it. Ooh, that's a nice song. His hands were soon gliding across the keyboard. He was engulfed in the song, his body moving back and forth to the tempo of the music. From where I was seated, I had a full view of his back, and I hadn't noticed until how big and strong it was. Until now, how big and long. It reminded me of my father. He used to play the piano like this too, and I would sit and admire him from behind. Father, he's so far away now. Suddenly, the memories of the day he died came back to me. He was playing the piano in one of the restaurants he worked for when the ceiling collapsed and fell on him. He died before we even reached the hospital. Aww! Since then, seeing and hearing the piano scared me. I felt something wet trickle down my face. And it wasn't long before I was sobbing into my hand as I recalled the happy times I had spent with my beloved father. The music suddenly stopped. Ah! I looked up to find Deon watching me, his eyes filled with concern. Is my playing really that horrible, Laura? No, it's beautiful! Just remembering memories of father, okay? No, Deon, it's not you. I just remembered my father. He was by my side in an instant, wrapping his warm arms around my shoulders. God, you're gonna make me cry! Stop it! I'm sorry, Aura. It's my fault. It's not your fault, Deon. I'm sorry I started crying. The song, it's really lovely. Can you play it for me again? I promise I won't cry this time. I wiped my tears away with the back of my hand and gave him a reassuring smile. Are you sure, Aura? I'll be fine. I smiled at him through my tears to convince him, but of course, he didn't believe me. I had to practically shove him towards the piano before he reluctantly left my side. Oh, that didn't stop him from giving me another worried glance. I nodded at him to continue, and finally, he turned back to the piano. As the music rang throughout the room, I closed my eyes. His worry for me, it was kind of cute. No, it was more than cute. In a way, he was a lot like my father. They both loved music and wanted to share it with everyone. And music should be shared and enjoyed, not used as a trigger for painful memories. Even now, as Deon continued to play his song, I felt warm and content inside. Why did I force myself to lock such a beautiful thing away? Music. Music makes me truly happy. It was strange how a few weeks ago, just the thought of piano and music brought back only painful memories. Without Deon, I wouldn't have been able to come to terms with myself and my past. If Deon wasn't here with me, I wouldn't know what to do. After playing a few more pieces, Deon led me back into the hallway. Deon? Yes? Have you talked with Sol yet? Deon stopped walking and became silent for a while. Yes. Really? How did it go? I only made him angry and I kind of suffered a very long lecture from him. I deserved it though. Has he forgiven you? I don't think so. He hasn't talked to me since then. My heart ached for him. Sol too, but Deon took up more of my feelings. He just needs more time. I hope you're right. I lagged behind and watched him from afar as he walked on alone. He had become such a vital part of my life without me realizing that I could not imagine what my life would be like without him. At that moment, I felt that I would be truly happy to stay with him forever. I surprised myself with that confession. I watched Deon's retreating back and I realized that then that I could no longer run away from my true feelings anymore. Oh, we love Deon! That's true feelings! Okay, but I kind of realized that a while ago. I never knew that acknowledging my feelings for Deon could be quite so difficult. I mean, I understand. From then on, it was even harder to properly face him without blushing crimson. Oh boy. I bit my lower lip and glanced at Deon beside me. What do you think Sol will talk about? Deon and I were currently on our way to Sol's room. Earlier, he had asked to go to there because he had something important to discuss with us. I hope that it would be the day where... I hope that this would be the day where they would set things right. Deon smirked. Maybe he'll give us his blessings. Oh my god! Please don't talk like that right now. My heartbeat doubled in speed. Stop joking around, Deon. I'm being serious here. I gasped when he grabbed my arm and pulled me behind a window curtain. I was serious too, love. Tell me, do I have a chance for your love? Deon! Yes, you do! I found myself getting lost in his gaze, and it took all my willpower to stop myself from looking away. I took a deep breath. Deon, thank you for bringing music back into my life. Thank you for everything. If you hadn't been here for me, I wouldn't have known what to do after getting lost in the forest. It's because of you that I'm happy. Deon's eyes stretched wide. They were filled with hope and joy. Are you saying that you love me? Maybe. We're being totally Cindery right now. Say it then. Huh? What I just said was already embarrassing enough. Please? He drew his face closer and I had to hold my breath. I want to hear you say it, Aura. I'm in love with you, stupid! Oh. Oh, that's adorable! Please stop being adorable. That was all the invitation he needed before he pulled me against him and crashed his lips against mine, almost desperately. I willingly gave in to his impulses this time, closing my eyes as I did so. I parted my lips, feeling his tongue brush against my own, okay, causing my heart to race 100 times faster than normal. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I know I've read, like, Smut before in Seduce Me the Otome, but, like, I haven't read a Smut in a long time aloud since then, so it's kind of like, it's kind of like with Cinderella Phenomenon. Anyway, he nibbled gently out my lower lip, and I couldn't stop a moan from escaping my mouth. Good for you! I ran a hand through his silky hair, feeling bold, pulled him even closer towards me. And feeling bold, whatever. I never wanted to let him go. To my surprise and disappointment, it was Deon who broke off first. He was panting as he spoke, and his face was flushed red. We should probably go find Soul. He'll be wondering what happened to us. Oh. I must have looked disappointed because Deon leaned closer, his lips brushing mine again as he spoke. We can finish this later if you're that eager to continue. Please shut up! Oh, God. My cheeks burned at his comment, and in my embarrassment, I pushed him away from me as he tumbled into Window's curtains. You're right. We should go before someone finds us here. I would have probably done the same thing. Oh, God. Deon nodded in agreement, tripping as he untangled himself from the curtains. Oh, he's so cute! Stop being cute! I said it a lot. He's so cute. Stop being cute. Oh, well, I just like the lead. Anyway, where are you, Soul? We both arrived in Soul's workroom, where he found him looking at some papers on his desk. Soul raised an eyebrow at our identical, disheveled appearances. Don't ask, please. And that's when I realized that we hadn't gotten the chance to fix our hair or clothes. My face burned. I won't ask. Thank you, my lord! I would have been too embarrassed. But I love Soul, too. That's wonderful. If you won't ask, then I will. Why'd you call us here, dear brother? We were both surprised when Soul suddenly bent down in apology. I'm sorry if I ever doubted you, brother. I'm sorry for getting angry at you. Soul, I've always looked up to you since we were young. You've always been my hero, and that's why it hurt so much when you abandoned me with the responsibilities of being the heir. But back then, I didn't know your sacrifices for us. Deon walked to Soul's side and draped his arms on his shoulders. But brother, you also made a big sacrifice for Gold and I too, so I'm also sorry for not being there as your older brother. Someone recently told me that we should never lose hope. Deon smiled at me. We should all start over again, and this time we'll live as a family, just like we used to be. Soul smiled, and for the first time, I saw that it was a real one. I'd like that. Yay! My chest warmed, and I gasped at as the locket floated in the air, surrounded by a golden light. Yay! I couldn't take my eyes off it, watching the rose slowly melt away, leaving behind a beautiful golden locket. With a click, it opened, revealing an old picture of a beautiful little girl. I gasped. Gold! A blinding white light swallowed the room. Aura? Aura! I blinked a few times and found myself cradled in Deon's arms. Soul was there as well, looking at me with concern in his eyes. Are you alright, my lady? Yes. What just happened? I craned my neck towards the door when I heard loud footsteps approaching. The door opened, and there Royal and Lily stood, panting. What's with you two? Lily began crying, but it wasn't because of sadness. I know because she laughed as she cried. Lady Gold! She's back! Oh, thought it was Lily talking. Oops! Sorry, Royal! She's back. The curse has been broken. A hint of smile played on Royal's lips. We all rushed to Gold's room, where we found her wrapped in an embrace by Miss Maria. She looked at us, her sky blue eyes shimmering as tears of joy rolled down her cheeks. I'm back. Gold. Took you a while, though. Gold smiled and ran towards her brothers. I wiped my own tears away as I watched the three of them finally reunited. Gold laughed, sandwiched in a hug between her two older brothers, their smiles finally genuine. Yes! The Deluxe curse was no more. Now, they could finally live the normal life they deserved. Yay! Woo! We did it! Okay. Oops. This was a very special day for everyone, and so I decided to cook them something special. We really owe you a lot, Miss Aura, for setting us free. Please, you give me too much credit, Lily. But you deserve all of it, Miss Maria. I mean, Miss Aura. I said the wrong name. Miss Aura. I was surprised when Gold entered the room, smiling beautifully at us. She really looked like an angel. I mean, true. Now I finally understood why Royal liked her. I ship it so much. I wasn't able to personally thank you yet, so... She curtsied. Aww. Thank you for everything. I'm just glad that things are back to normal. Now, all of you can live happily. So, what will you do now, Miss Aura? The curse is gone, and now you're free to leave the mansion. She was right. I'd been so caught up with trying to break the curse that I'd forgotten the real reason crossed paths with the mansion. I don't get it, but okay. I promised Mother that I would become a great chef. Sadness washed over Lily's face. I know that you always wanted to leave so you could fulfill your dreams, but you already became a part of our family, Miss Aura, and I don't want you to leave us. Gold pouted next to Lily, her expression beyond the definition of cute. And what about my brother? Eh? Deon, my brother loves you so much, Miss Aura. When he visited me in my room back then, he always told me how amazing you are and how much he loves you. I felt my face burn. He said that? What are you ladies talking about? Nothing! God damn it, Deon. I jumped when a pair of arms suddenly wound their way around my waist. I spun around and heart sped up when I saw Deon. Deon, don't scare me like that! Deon snuggled against the curve of my neck, and I felt his warm breath caressing my skin. My legs trembled, and I was glad that he was there to keep me standing. Sorry. I heard someone cough, and I remembered with a jolt that we were not the only ones in the room. Yeah, Deon! Oh God, I wish the ground could swallow me whole this instant. I mean, I could feel that way too. Quickly, I pushed Deon away and covered my face. I'm so jealous. Brother! Control yourself, will you? You're embarrassing, Miss Aura. Deon struggled and raised his hands in surrender. My apologies. I just couldn't help it. What are you doing here anyway? Bye, Lily. Just wondering what you're making for us. I had to admit that I hadn't actually figured out what to cook yet, as I was so excited to be in the kitchen. It's a surprise. I'll eat whatever you put onto my plate. Everything you've made has been delicious. At this rate, I won't be able to fit through the door. Oh. Ooh, I'm sure you'd be so cute. Gold clapped her hands in delight. Okay? I'm afraid I'm cuter as a bear, although I prefer being human. Jesus. If it's alright with you, can I borrow Miss Aura for a while? Of course. Just don't take most of her time from me, or I'll be very jealous. Deon stared meaningfully at me as he spoke, and suffering another blush, I slapped his arm. Lily's mouth dropped open with amazement. The scene would have been quite comical if I wasn't so embarrassed under... Oops. Deon's... whatever. Gold chuckled. Lily? Of course, my lady. Leave the cooking to me. But I... No worries, Miss Aura. You've been cooking for us since you got here. You need to take a rest every once in... Oh, wrong voice. You've been cooking for us since you got here. You need to take a rest every once in a while. I smiled at her. I was eager to cook, but I didn't want to refuse Gold's invitation. Okay, thanks, Lily. Bye. Ooh. I let out a sigh as I stared at the flowers in the garden. I sat here, waiting for Gold to come back. She said that she needed to get something. Miss Aura! I turned to the sound of her angelic voice. She was holding out a rose, smiling gratefully at me. This is for you, Miss Aura. Thank you. You didn't have to. This is my thanks for you. I hope you'll like it. But you've already thanked me, right? You don't have to keep thanking me. This isn't because you broke the spell. It's my way of thanking you for what you've done for my brother, Deon. I'm happy that he has finally found someone he can dedicate his life to, especially after he's wasted so much of his life taking care of us. After our mother passed away, he would bring me to the music room and play the piano for me every night. He said that Mother would have loved it if I heard him play. I barely remember what happened, since I was only 2 at the time, but I do remember thinking how pretty the music was. I thought back to everything Deon had told me about his past. Gold didn't know anything about his sacrifices for them, so she still thought of him as the perfect older brother who loved them so much. I smiled to myself. It was better that Gold didn't know about his past, so she could stay the way she is now. Thank the Lord! I know that this is a selfish request, but please don't leave us. I smiled and held her hand. I've already decided that I could not leave this place anymore, especially now that I've found a family once again. I won't. Really? I nodded. It's true that all I ever wanted was to fulfill my dream to become a great chef. Excuse me. But then I recently realized that there was something I wanted more than that, and that is to be part of a family. Gold giggled. You're definitely a part of our family now. You are my future sister-in-law, after all. Oh my god. Eh? Gold chuckled once again. I know you'll make my brother happy, Miss Aura. Since the curse was broken, Deon decided that it was better not to lock the music room anymore. So every once in a while, we all gathered there. Okay, well, it seems my fingers are eager to press the button so many times. I think Deon was going to play in the music room for them and read the rest. The pain of the past was no longer there, replaced by all the wonderful memories I had with my family, as well as the new memories I gained from my stay here. Deon and I were the only ones in the room right now, and I silently sat beside him while he played a new song. A song he wrote just for me. He stopped when we heard a knock on the door. Excuse me. Soul, what brings you here? Soul's gaze shifted to mine, then back to Deon. He seemed nervous. Soul coughed at his hands and straightened himself. Brother, I have something to tell you. Deon looked at him, his face hardened as if realizing what Soul was about to say. I think it is time for you to take back what is rightfully yours. My breath caught in my throat as my mind processed his words. I felt Deon stiffen in front of me. You want me to be the heir again? Deon spoke flatly, clearly displeased with Soul's words. Yes. Everyone knows that you're the heir now, Soul. The title is yours, not mine. I can't take it back anymore. But the title was originally yours. You're the true heir, and you still are, brother. I only became one in order to keep Father's pride. Everyone in the kingdom already knew about his wickedness, thus the reason why we were cursed in the first place. I want the people to know that you're not who Father claimed you to be. You're a good person, brother. I want them to see that. Deon was silent, only adding to the tension inside the room. Deon took a deep breath as he contemplated Soul's request. I stood behind him, wondering if I should do something to help. I'm just gonna support him silently. Whoop! I leaned my head against his back, telling him wordlessly that I was there to support him no matter what his decision would be. Deon's hand found my own and he squeezed it, letting me know that he understood my message. Finally, after what seemed like a lifetime passed, he gave Soul his answer. Very well, brother. Soul looked so relieved and happy. Being heir was a burden he had to carry for far too long, especially when it had been suddenly forced onto him like that. I'm sure that the family will flourish under your care. Aww. Just don't blame me if things go wrong. Deon spoke seriously, but there was humor in his voice. Sol chuckled. Don't worry, brother. I'll be here to back you up. This time you won't be alone because we're all here for you. Yay! He's the heir again! That's great! After talking to Sol, we headed back to Deon's room, but the way he was frowning as he walked really worried me. Deon, is something troubling you? You know me too well, love. Do I? Deon leaned closer and placed a kiss on my forehead. You do. It's just that... Was that really the right decision, Aura? I don't think I'll be able to take care of the family. What will the people think of me? I failed everyone once before. I placed a finger on his lips. You had to do your best for the sake of the family's name, Deon. Your father isn't here to criticize you anymore. I know that you will do what is right. Deon smiled at me, his love vibrant on his lips. That's why I'm glad you're by my side, Aura. I feel lucky I was able to meet someone as amazing as you. Thank you for trusting me. Huh? Back there, I was really confused. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But when I felt you beside me, just the thought of you being by my side was all I needed to make my decision. I'm used to people always telling me what to do. That's why you silently supporting me really means a lot. It made me feel that you trusted me to make the right decision. Yep, I did trust you. Just like supporting you silently felt like the best option, really. Of course I trust you. Don't you ever forget that. Deon squeezed my hand. I love you, Aura. I love you too. No. As time passed, news that the Deluxe curse had been broken began to spread through nearby towns like forest fire. When everyone found out that Deon was once again the heir, most were skeptical and questioned his ability to lead the family. He's fine! He'll be fine! God dang it. But this didn't stop Deon. He worked tirelessly, showing everyone that he indeed deserved the position and that their father was wrong about him. The progress was slow, but after months of hard work, with Deon as the head, the family once again had great influence over the people and kingdom. The people started trusting him once again. He truly was the one meant to lead the family. He worked day and night for countless days in order to finish the paperwork that had piled up after their absence, and attending meetings with the locals to discuss what would be best for them and socially and economically. I wonder how Deon is doing. He hasn't taken a single break since this morning. When I told him to do what he thought was right, I didn't mean shutting himself inside his room and working until he exhausted himself. I barely see him anymore, and I really miss him. Aww. I continued preparing dinner in the kitchen that I loved so much. I never became a famous chef at all, but I did become the family's best chef. Or so my new family told me. Just then, Gold and Lily came dashing in, their eyes shining. Aura! Come with us! Quick! Did Deon and Royal get into another fight? Then again, they didn't look worried, so it couldn't be anything bad. But I'm not done yet. The food can't wait, Aura. This is more important. Baffled by their sudden enthusiasm, I let Lily and Gold drag me out after them. After a few moments, I realized that they were leading me to the garden. What's going on? You'll see. It was then I noticed the rose petals scattered on the ground. Blech. They weren't randomly scattered either. It was as though they led somewhere. Lily grinned and gestured at the petals. Ta-da! There's a trail of rose petals. Just follow the aura. I can't say things right. Oh, I clicked on it by accident again. She said, just follow the trail, Aura. Alright. I frowned, wondering what on earth was happening. Go on, Aura. There's a surprise waiting for you at the end of the path. She gave me a friendly nudge, and giving in to my curiosity, I followed the petals deeper into the garden. Excuse me. But not before glancing back at Gold and Lily, who both grinned at me in return. I hope this wasn't one of Deon's jokes. I continued walking, my breath caught in my throat when I saw who was waiting for me at the end. Well, they don't show Aura's little CG anymore, so I'm thinking she's dressed differently? If so, I want to see how she's dressed. There stood that person who had stolen my heart. To me, he looked so perfect. Oh, she did change! That's so pretty! I know I haven't been by your side lately with all the work I've been getting. And Deon looks cute too. I'm sorry for making you worry all the time. Oh, I've been so worried, alright. I'm glad you're taking your work seriously, but you have to take care of your body as well. That's why I have you here with me, to take care of me and my body. My face warmed up. Deon! You're definitely fun to tease. Deon squeezed my hand tighter. You see, this is the real reason why I led you here. My words were lost when he pulled out a beautiful ring from his pocket. Yes! I knew he was gonna do this! Remember what I told you when I was still a bear? I said that I would make you my wife. So now, please be mine, Aura. There's nothing I want more than to have you by my side forever. You don't have to ask that, Deon, because I'm not planning to leave your side. You're at my home now, Deon. I couldn't stop myself from bursting into tears as he slipped the ring onto my fourth finger, beaming at me with the most brightest and beautiful smile I had ever seen. Thank you, Aura. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Aww. I closed my eyes and let Deon's warmth wrap me up like a blanket. At this moment, I felt as though I were a princess who had found her ever after, the perfect ending I'd always dreamed of. Best end! Woo! Got the best end for Deon! Yay! That means we finished Deon's route. Oh my goodness! Yes. I really loved Deon's route. It was so cute, and we got to learn more things about it. About, the entire family. Okay, so it seems like I need to get the normal end for both of them so they can both be human. Anyways, yeah, let me see what I think about this game right now, even though I'll be doing the normal endings. This is actually a really cute game. It's nice. There's only 3 routes, but, I liked both. I liked all 3 of them. They were all nice and special in their own way. Now for the best boy that I still love. I don't know. I'm kind of debating between Soul and Deon, because I like Deon a little bit more now since everything. But I feel like I can stick with Soul, truly, honestly. Deon is really cute, I admit it, but I feel like Soul is just, my kind of guy. But, yeah, so the normal ends. I did state in my last video that I will be doing the normal ends, but they will be separate. I'll be doing Royal's normal ending first, and then, Deon's normal ending. I almost forgot his name. Whoops. But yeah, that was Deon's route. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the routes. My favorite is actually still Soul, but I like Deon a little bit more than the first time I saw him. Yeah, so with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys like to see more of my videos, then click subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.